Hi everyone, so today I'm gonna demonstrate on how to do a traditional technical drawing, and we're gonna need the body base robot women so we can start to do the technical drawing on top of the body base. And here I'm gonna do a biker jacket technical drawing, and we will draw it half size only because at the end we're gonna trace the other half size by folding the paper. And before you start everything, you have to draw the center line in the middle from the head, and then we can start to draw the jacket. And then if you have a ruler or any pistoles small ruler, you can also use it. You can use your hand as well, as long as you can do it neatly. And then you have to check on the reference. Like for example, if you have a design of a biker jacket, then you need to decide like how big is the size of the jacket. Is it loose or is it quite fitted? And also the length of the sleeves, and maybe if it has a special fabric or texture on the collar part. Like on this one, the collar part has a fur at the top of the collar, so you just have to draw it half size, and then after you get the right proportion, you can start to fold the paper. Make sure it's on the right middle part, and if you have a tracing table at home, which is I really suggest you to have one, and then you can start to turn on the light table, and then you can trace it directly into the other side so you can get the right exact same proportion. So after that, you have to try to trace it one by one, little by little, and make sure that you do it exactly the same like the other side. Then after that, you can start to fill in the detail. For example, if you have to add the stitches or any buttons or any trimmings like zipper or opening system, so at the end you can fill in the details. So a technical drawing is a quite different drawing compared to a traditional illustrations. So the difference is basically we have to make it quite precise, detail, and we have to make it very easy to understand, because the aims of this drawing is not just about art, but it's about production. So this is supposed to be read by the seamsters or the people who do the production of a clothes. So that's why you have to add very detailed things like the stitches, like how big is the stitches, and then for example the buttons, the type of buttons, and also the type of trimmings like the zipper and so on. And remember, if you have like a pocket or collar or anything that's supposed to be the same between left and right, so make sure it's mirroring, make sure that it is reflecting each other's side, because if it's not an asymmetrical design, then you have to be sure everything looks exactly the same. And then after we complete the whole of the front side, we can just turn back the paper. We can start try to do the back side just by tracing the back part of the clothes. So you just have to fill in another detail of the back part according to the design you want. And then at the end, after you trace the whole thing, after you complete the whole front design and also the whole back design, we're gonna need another paper. We're gonna transfer this drawing, trace it into another plain paper that is more clean, doesn't have any central line, doesn't have a folded in the middle of the line. So basically we're gonna have the end result in a more clean and neat presentation. So when you do a technical drawing, you have to be sure that you don't miss anything. You have to draw all the details exactly like how it's supposed to be, because if you miss anything, if you add something that is different, then it might be make the production failed, or might be using the wrong items or the wrong design, not as you expect it to be. So to do a traditional technical drawing, it's very essential that you have the standard tools that we need, like a very sharp pencil or mechanical pencil. Since it has to be precise, you have to make sure that your pencil is not too thick, because there is several lines that you have to make in a very thin way, which is like the stitches or any other details. And beside the pencil, you have to have a ruler or any pistole ruler. It really depends on your skills as well, but a ruler is make everything easier and more precise. And then another essential things that you have to prepare before doing the technical drawing is a light box or a light tracing table, which has very strong light that can help us to trace the drawing. I really suggest you to buy this light table, which is quite cheap. It's just a product that can buy from a marketplace, which is really easy to find. And then this is has no brand, so basically it's just a cheap Chinese made tracing table, and it's only around 200k IDR, or even less than that, or around $2. So basically this is very cheap but helpful to do a traditional technical drawing. So just a small tips on how to do a technical drawing traditionally. Make sure that the tools that you have is tools that you comfortable to work with, because traditional technical drawing is quite tiring to do, because it's very repetitive and has a lot of details. And the thing is, if you have a wrong pencil to work with, if it's too dark or too thick, it's just so hard to work with that. And then make sure that your hand is clean from the graphite pencil, because otherwise you're gonna ruin the paper. It's gonna be dirty and hard to manage, and the outcome will be very messy. So make sure that you work lightly and slowly to get the right proportion and also a clean result. So after completing the back side of the design, you just have to transfer it into another white paper without the line and the folded part, so it's going to be a clean outcome. And after that, you have to make an outline either with a drawing pen or micro pen, or you can also photocopy your paper, so the outline will be quite dark, but less hassle in using a drawing pen, because sometimes you made a mistake when you do it with a micro or drawing pen.